Well, I have been putting off doing any kind of work today. I don't know why. I will. But, I thought that you might like to see what's in my kitchen. It's very messy. It's because I'm getting ready for the fall uptick in sales. Hopefully, I sell things on eBay, and I'm really hoping that things improve, and I have lots and lots of things to list. Some of them are family items, and some of them are thrift store, and some of them are old auction items. So anyway, I'm going to show you. It's very messy, but that's what I do. I don't have like finished basement. I don't have an extra room. I have a one bedroom, and it's got a sunroom. And my sunroom, I store a lot of things in there. And so everything has to be all around until I could decide if I want to do this anymore. So this coffee pot is the cutest thing ever. It's granite ware. It's ivory, and this is actually uranium glass, the top, so it fluoresces under a fluorescent light. It's really cool. And this was my great Aunt Lucy's. I found this down Cousin Catherine's basement. This was Aunt Lucy's. Her daughter was Catherine. I guess I would call her an aunt. I called her an aunt. She died at 99 2 years ago, and they had a big old Victorian. So this was her mother's, my great Aunt Lucy's, my grandmother's sister. So I love this. I'm going to keep it. This is not going on eBay. These were Aunt Lucy's. These are Yellowware bowls. Ooh, what's in it? They're little Yellowware bowls. Aren't they cute? These are collectible. They're in good shape. They don't have cracks or anything. A little nick, but I mean, I would think that these things would have broken over the years. So I write little notes of what everything is and the years that I think it was produced, etc., etc. And this is my Force of Nature multi-purpose cleaner. It disinfects everything. Hey, Force of Nature, do you want to sponsor a video? I absolutely love your product. I use it all the time. Hello. This is obviously it's a dog posing as a clown, Murano glass, blown in Murano, Italy. And I purchased this with a Murano glass ice bucket many years ago when I was married, before my husband passed away. We separated, and well, it's a long story, but yeah, he passed away, and he was living down in Mississippi, and when he passed away, this was in his storage compartment. It was ours, but he liked it, so I let him come in, take whatever he wanted that he liked, and he liked this. So my kids took it home, and see, it's a decanter, and I'm going to sell it. I'm just going to sell it. I don't love it. He took this. I like the ice bucket, but he liked this, and I never loved it. So, all right, something I picked up yesterday, which I think is pretty amazing. This is, see, if it was nice outside, I could really show you. Lusterware. This is an old, I think it was made in England. It's on a Wilkinson Staffordshire pottery mold, but it's not stamped Wilkinson pottery. It's made in Staffordshire, but it's definitely Wilkinson mold. Absolutely. I don't know why it's not stamped. And I believe, I mean, a lot of people are listing these things. Not this one. I haven't seen this one. There's another one that's on this mold that's stamped as Art Deco, but I believe this is Art Nouveau. Just because of the style of the fruit, that's Art Nouveau, right? If anybody out there knows Art Deco and Art Nouveau, don't you think that this is Art Nouveau? So of course it has crazing inside because it was made probably around 1900, 1910 at the latest. And please, this is all done in lusterware. Isn't that gorgeous? It's big. And imagine that on a big old Victorian Edwardian buffet on a white cloth. Like, let's see. Imagine. You could see that. The bottom of it better. And the light is awful in here. Isn't that gorgeous? I don't know. You might not like it. I think this will look stunning with fruit in it. I believe that's what it is. It's a fruit bowl. Some pears and oranges, lemons, grapes. Oh, it'd be so pretty. It's too big. I don't have anywhere to put it. I don't have a dining room table anymore or a buffet. So the luster on this is gorgeous. I loves it. All right, what can I show you next? This is just this was Catherine's. This is mid-century modern. It's really nice heavy glass on the bottom, and you've got your brass ice lip. So you would put your mixture of whatever kind of cocktail you were having in here, and you mixed it up and you put your ice, and then when you poured it, and of course it's got the ice lip so ice wouldn't pour in, and then it's got 4 really cool matching glasses. Very mid-century modern. Oh boy, if I had a dining room, I'd have one of those mid-century modern carts that they put, like, I guess they put cocktails on, but I think that would look so awesome. This is a Wolford blown glass lamp, the big one. Now, I always wanted one of these. I've always admired the Wolford. But this is probably $150 just for this one. And these are things that you like, but you don't buy for yourself. But Catherine had 3 of them, and my cousin let me take them. These are, my neighbor gave these to me when she moved, and I kept them because I love birds. So I think they're so pretty. They're made in Italy. They're just, fine. And then this is old. This is I think it's a Rambling Rose pattern. And this is, they used to, coat things with real gold back then, embellished them with gold. And this pattern would be, I think, Tiffin. It's Tiffin glass glassware and the Rambling Rose pattern, and it's called Optic because you could see how the glass is actually not smooth, and they called that Optic. And Optic glassware is more valuable than just the smooth. See those lines? That's Optic. This is from, let me see, my old tea bag. Oh, I use my tea bags twice, so I'm gonna have another cup of tea and get a second cup out of it. Blue. I guess this is kind of Depression era. I'm gonna sell these. I don't like them. She was very nautical, and my onion is starting to green mold. Nice. I'm gonna use that soon. All right, so here, that was my dad's. He bought that in Germany when he was in the service, and it doesn't work. I think it just needs a key, but I need to take it somewhere and see. I didn't keep much from my dad's house. He really, all the stuff he had was old and garbage. My dad, when my parents got divorced, he lived on his own. He just had the basic necessities, and then he moved in with my aunt. My two aunts lived together. My one aunt passed away, and she didn't want to be alone, so he went to live with her, and most everything that he brought to his apartment when he moved near me, which was a senior place, it was hers, and it was old, and like not good old, like garbagey old, but he loved this and I love it, and I want to have it fixed. I picked this set up. There's salad plates and there's dinner plates, and then a couple serving pieces, which I love serving pieces. When you get serving pieces on a good old pattern. This was made in, okay, I have it written down. It was made in England, and I forget who made this. But let's see. This is actually, all right, I'm going to give you a little quick education here. This is a butter dish. And you're saying, huh? Well, this is the way butter dishes used to be. Because it would have, it's unfortunately missing the insert that would sit here, and there would be a glass insert, like it would be the pottery like this, and it would have holes in it, and you would put the butter, you'd have like almost like an ice cream scoop. You take like an ice cream scoop and put a round piece of butter on top of that piece with the holes in it, and then it would have a domed lid that would go on top of here in this groove. So you would have this nice domed lid, and you'd open it, and you'd have this round insert here, and the butter then, it would melt and it would separate, like the whey, the butter from the whey, because it was made different than the butter. So it would, as it would melt, all the whey would drip into here, and then you'd have your butter on the top. And unfortunately, it's missing those pieces, but I can still sell it. And gee, I wish I remembered the it's marked, but I can't see it. It was, they have numbers on the bottom, and this pattern was made between like 1870 and 1880 something, And I think most of these pieces were made in 1881. So when you go out to a thrift store and you think something might be 50, 60, 70 years old, most of the time it's a lot older than you think. So yeah, this set, and like I said, I think there's like maybe eight salad dishes and 8 dinner dishes, and set was made in the 1880s. People just hang on to this stuff. This is Quimper, not that valuable. Some Quimper is. This is not. This is cute though. It's like a little soup tureen, like a little soup dish, not tureen, but a little soup dish or whatever. It's just taking up room, useless. This was my grandmother's. I think it's made by Hall. I'm not getting rid of that. That was my grandma, my nanny, my Nana. All right, so let's go over to my kitchen table. So I dug out of the attic. This was also in the basement. This was Aunt Lucy's roaster from about 1940. And I better make some tomato sauce. My tomatoes are in there forever. So this was made in the 1940s, and it's a nice heavy roaster. And again, it's that ivory and green, which people like a lot right now because green is in. And I'm doing some painting, so I've got my paint brushes. I picked this up at a church sale. It's made by Hall. I don't love it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Why is it sitting here? I don't know. I just picked this up at the thrift store yesterday. It's made out of, I think it's made out of wood. It's pretty cool. Leaf. It's pretty. I'm going to give it to my mother because she has room to put like stuff like this. She probably won't like it. Knowing my mother, I don't need any more stuff. I thought it was really cool. I think it's a really cool autumn piece. She probably won't like it. Oh well. The Jehovah's Witnesses were at my house a couple weeks ago. So yeah, I took it. I have to go through it. So when they come back, so I can see if I can refute anything that's in here with them. And paint samples because I need to paint like my kitchen and a lot of things. And I'm siliconing things. And these are some of Aunt Lucy's old dresses from like the 1940s and 50s that are their summer dresses, but I have to list them next year. I'm not going to list them now. I have to iron them. And I picked this up at the thrift store a couple weeks ago. I wrote down, Holland mold. It's called a Holland mold. In the 1950s, these were really popular. Like, people used to buy these and hand paint them. And in the 50s, Chinese figurines, Chinese clothing, it was really super popular then. And I think they're just adorable. They're like sitting on a wall with flowers, and it's all done in, they call this spaghetti, the way they did this. That's called spaghetti. Sometimes you'll see old, like 1950s poodle figurines, and they're pink, and they'll have like this spaghetti on them. They're called spaghetti poodles. And that's like a thing. Like you can list, I have, spaghetti poodle. So somebody Somebody bought this and they hand painted this MCG on it, and that must be their initial, obviously. It's an ashtray, and it has damage. It's damaged. It's got a crack, and it's got some damage to the flowers in the back. And it's got chips, but it's just incredibly cool. And I think somebody would like it, even though it's got some damage to it. And the crack, they could just reinforce that crack with some good glue and maybe paint this little chips with gold or something, because it's just too cool. I'm telling you, I don't spend a lot on this stuff. Like, if I make a mistake on something, it's not like I'm out a ton. This could have been $1. All right. This was like $1 or $2. This was for free. This is just a old Pyrex pie plate that I got, like 4 or 5 of them for $1. And I'm going to keep this one. I gave one to my son and one to my daughter. Yeah, so that's, what else can I show you? What a mess. That's okay. I'm going to make tomato sauce, a little sauce, just a little tiny bit. And I have to take pictures, and I have to finish painting, and I have to finish doing a lot of stuff, and I have to put these up in the attic. So that's all the stuff that I have in my kitchen, I think, that has to go. And I'm not even going to show you my living room, because if I did, you wouldn't believe it. Right here, I've got things stacked up. This isn't to go. I've got plantar fasciitis or something. My heel is killing me. I picked up this old book, and I think it's cute. I have a little 4-year-old grandson. I honestly don't know if his mother will want this, but if he comes over, I could read it to him. I'm not going to get rid of it. I think it's cute. It's a cute story. All right, so, I've got like Catherine's girdle. And you're probably saying, huh? A girdle? Why do you have a girdle? Why? Because they sell. That's why. Yeah, they sell. Vintage girdles. They're a hot item. And I gotta tell you, I've had them in the past. And if they're black, it's even better. And if they're a large size, much better. And who buys them? Every single girdle I've had in the past, every one, a man bought it. So, and not and stockings too, like, old vintage stockings. Every one, every set that I've had, men bought them. And I know you're thinking, well, for them, they buy it for them. That's all I'm going to say. They buy it for themselves. So that's fine. They love it, and they're happy, and whatever. And these are never used. Whole set, towels, pot holder, cute little apron, some napkins, and there was a tablecloth to go with it, and it was so disgusting. I threw it out. I shouldn't have. I did wash it. It was stained, just from storage. Who was it? Oh, Hain and Company. Yeah, that was a big store in either Orange or Newark, New Jersey. I have to go through this because a lot of this stuff is summer things I never got around to ironing. So, yeah. Oh, we have Aunt Lucy's one piece. Hold on. It's like a one piece, I guess you might say a teddy thing, but these were just, utilitarian. Not to be sexy or anything, they just wear this. To be smoother or something. I don't know. But people like that. And it's a larger size. So yeah, I've got lots of stuff. Oh, I didn't show you this. Yeah, these are beautiful. This is tambour lace. I found this. These were Aunt Lucy's. This is probably Edwardian era, definitely. I would say maybe 1920. Yeah, about 1920. This is 100 years old. And there's some doilies, and then there's tambour lace, 2 curtains, and then there's 2, you call them overlays. They go in the bed. They are only for, I think they would fit a full size bed. So there's two tambour lace overlays that would go over a blanket, and they're pretty popular, and they're really, really beautiful. So it's like mesh, and then is that the right side? This is the right side. You see this? It's called tambour work. All this around here is called tambour work. Yeah. And of course, in these, there's always going to be pops, little pops like that in the lace. And they call, actually, it's not lace. They call these in between, they call them spines. So when I list it, I'll say, there's various popping in the spines. And people that know their lace and vintage linens will know what that means. Pretty. So the only reason I even know what it means is because I've been doing this for about 20 years, 25 years ago. I used to go to auction houses. There's really no auction houses left up here. But when I came here 25 years ago, there were lots of auction houses and lots and lots and lots of beautiful, beautiful Victorian and Edwardian era linens. And I had some books on it, and I love it, so I learned. And I sold it, and that's how I know. And this is vintage clothing. These were Catherine's like 1950s clothes. And they're all photographed, and I just have to list them and measure them. It's a lot of work. I have to make sure I disclose any flaws And if I don't disclose any flaws, then people could say that I misrepresented it, and they could give me a negative feedback, and then I have to pay for the return shipping. And yeah, eBay is so much fun. I'm telling you, I've just about had it. This is an old chair that years ago, after I was an antique dealer, I got my real estate license, and I thought I would just get my real estate license for myself and my family, like family or friends wanted to buy and sell. But I found out that I actually was pretty good at it and I liked it. So I gave up the antique thing and I went into real estate full time. And my aunt she had to go into a nursing home, and she had a big old house, a block and a half from the beach, the ocean, in Belmar, New Jersey. And she bought that house in the 50s, I guess, early 50s. And that was how she made a living. She rented the rooms out to people that came for the summer. And the house, when she bought the house, it was an old Victorian house, and they left every single piece of furniture. And I liked this chair, and I had it reupholstered. And there's a rocker to match it. When I tell you every single piece of furniture, Victorian furniture, in that house, and it must have had 5 or 6 bedrooms, filled. I could kick myself for not taking more, but then I'd have to have a storage unit, and I didn't want to do that. But so that's just my kitchen work that I have to do. That's just the listing that I have to do in the kitchen. And I'd like to get this all done. Oh, I'm going to show you this. I'd like to get this all done and finished within a couple weeks, just so I could start on the living room stuff. And I'm way behind. These were some of Catherine's 1950s suits. Hain and Company, Montclair and Newark. Everything was beautifully made back then. Beautifully. And it was probably tailored. And because my mom said when she used to go to the stores, you'd stand up on this pedestal and they would pin everything and tailor it just for you. And I'll show you this one before we go. She was a small size. Catherine was tiny, probably a size 4, 2 or 4 in today's size. And this is rabbit fur, dyed rabbit fur. Just, everything. Who made this? Oh. Nothing in there, huh? Uh-oh. Nope. We do not have the name of the maker in here. Oh well. It's always good to have the name of the maker or what store it came from. She probably took it out. I mean, this is a good suit. That is a good suit. They always came with the skirt. I didn't take any of the shoes. The shoes, shoes are tough when they're from the 50s and 60s. They're worn out on the bottom, a lot of them, and the inside is kind of curling up inside. She had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of boxes of shoes. And I wasn't going to go through those boxes. There probably were some expensive shoes that I could have taken and sold, but they had a couple of estate sales, I think 4 of them, and I'm sure they went. But She was like Imelda Marcos. I just when you thought you were done looking at shoes, you went to another room up in the attic, and there was another 3 stacks of them, and another 3 stacks and somewhere else, and oh, everywhere you looked, there were stacks and stacks and stacks of shoes. But the house was huge, and lots of closets, and the attic was humongous. So, oh, she had shoes. Yeah. So you could see I've got a lot of work to do, just to get my kitchen clean, and then once, oh, the leaves are falling. The leaves just fell. Yeah, they're falling. It's going to get cold tomorrow and rainy. There it goes. So I want to paint my kitchen. I'm going to try and tackle it myself. So, well, that's it. I hope this wasn't too boring for everybody. I hope you enjoyed seeing some of the stuff that I picked up. This is from an auction house. This is signed. Somebody went to Venice back probably 100 years ago. This is at least 100 years old, if not older. It's a Venice canal, and it's done in watercolors. You can't see it good because of but it's all watercolors, and I just thought it was so pretty, so I kept it. It's not worth much. I don't think it's any kind of a well-known artist, just probably somebody that went to Venice back then 100 years ago and did some watercolors, or maybe bought it in Venice from somebody, because the name, well, actually, that could be Piazza Donna. Dana. Maybe this is the canal, the name of the canal. Instead, I always thought it was the artist. Maybe it's the name of the canal. I don't know. It's pretty. Like it. All right, everyone. I did promise you that I'm going to show you my plethora of vintage hats, and I will. I have to order some, get a tripod or something, so that you can, I don't have to hold it. I can really show you the hats. All right, bye.